Hello and welcome to Mindful Conversation with Dr. Dawood Vaid, and we take part 2 of our conversations on micro schooling. Those mushrooming of small mini schools, academies that are sprawling outside the pan of length and breadth of India. What are we learning from it? We'll take 10 questions like the way we took on part 1, and hopefully we'll start with little light-hearted questions to begin with. First question, is micro school is having like a private tutor but with more friends and few awkward silences? I think that is exactly a nicer way, or maybe a Twitter way of summarizing a micro school. It's like you are a mentor. At Golden Sparrow Academy, we usually use the word called Gurukul system, where the teacher is a mentor, the teacher is a friend, a teacher is a guide. A teacher is not a sage on a stage, ironically for a Gurukul, but a friend who walks your path. So yes, and then they have small cohorts. Also, one of the greatest advantage of micro school is there's a lot of peer learning and inter-age learning. So the seniors will come and do a session with the younger ones. Remember those children's day where you would be excited to go and take a junior class? This is a micro school on a weekly basis. Question number 2. With such small size classes, are micro school teachers outnumbered by the crayons in the art box? Well, it's a funny way to say that the school with limited resources can have outstanding resources. I'll give an example. How do you define leadership? Leadership could be defined by saying limited means, absolutely ambitious goals, and outstanding results. Micro schools are those leadership. And exactly what a crayon says. Every crayon says, I am unique, I am individual. You don't have all crayons one green or every single crayon purple in a box. How boring would that be? Unfortunately, our traditional schools, some of them have got great principals and great schools. Most of the traditional schools make them like a one flavor in a crayon box. Micro school allows you to have your individual colors, and who knows, multiple colors too. Can micro school make homeworks disappear, or is it that wishful thinking? I think this is a question a child must have asked, because parents love homework more than kids. But why? The question is, why are homework so distasteful? Perhaps the way it's given, perhaps the way it is articulated. I sat with one of my Golden Sparrow teacher who was teaching geography, and there were a lot of rote learning. What's the height of Mount Everest? Who are the first people who climb Mount Everest? Well, it's something 8,000 meters, and we know Tenzing Norway, Sir Tenzing Norway and Edmund Sherpa. But the point was not that. This is an information today Wikipedia or a simple Google search will give you. How did you articulate this information? How many Burj Khalifa makes up the Mount Everest? Oh, Big Ben and Burj Khalifa itself is a comparative analysis. And I told my teacher, this is what I want you to teach. So no, I'm not against homework. I love assignments. The entire NIS that I base my micro schools on has something called TMAs, tutor marked assignments. And I love the child knows a project, knows where the resource is. Do not plagiarize it, do not copy it, but have your own creativity. Yes, homeworks are a great part, but how you give a homework is also very important. So you make them fun. You actually tell them there is something writing involved, but you allow them to express themselves if the homeworks are not to their liking. If micro school had a mascot, would it be tiny and fierce honeybee or an agile squirrel? Well, who are we talking about? Well, this question is not definitely from a Golden Sparrow student, because I think a micro school has to be a sparrow. And Golden Sparrow is Sone ki Chidiya. Why do I like sparrows so much? Because sparrows are so beautiful. They're all around. And today they're endangered. Like the creativity in our schools. So perhaps to me a micro school's mascot has to be a beautiful golden sparrow. But I do not mind a squirrel or a honeybee or anything for that matter. Get a red panda and I'll still support your micro school. Do micro school give students the power to choose their own learning adventure? Maybe like a Netflix series? The genres, the thrillers, the romance, the documentaries. Micro school is customizable. It is flexible. For example, I know a friend of mine who is establishing a small school which has a sports focus. I am into an SDG. So there is a flavor to what Golden Sparrow does. We have a lot of global goals, project-based assignment around SDGs. It could be entrepreneurship. That's also an element of micro school. It could be music. It could be something in DIY or robotics. So there will be an option for a micro schooler to choose from. Among the areas I am very focused on is public speaking, interpersonal communication, grit and resilience, reading, analyzing a movie or using scientific temper. These are skills that we've lost to rote learning. We have Nukkad Natak for teaching a language. We have Mandarin and Marathi, and that is the beauty of it. So you look at an international flavor and you look at a local cuisine and you marry them together, because that is what a child wants to learn. A child wants to go to Kala Ghoda Painting Festival and a Comic Con, and a micro school allows you to do that. You can book an Uber XL and take 2 Uber XL, and that is it. The planning becomes easier, which is exactly what a micro school should have. My question number 6 perhaps, are parents of micro schoolers the ultimate PTA VIPs, or they just bring the snacks? Well, we have an entire baker's parent group where we expect parents to come and put a stall out there, and most schools do that. But the idea is you're creating a community, a tribe. Right? Seth Godin has a beautiful book, and I think not just at this level, my dream is to create a homeschoolers community across India. Yes, I'll be speaking about, my experience as a homeschooler. I'll invite June Mendes, Jaspreet Kaur, some amazing people I admire for the work they have done, Sandhya Viswar, and I'm names dropping not because I want to tell them I know them. That's wonderful, but also I want you to know them because of the journeys they have made. And they are nothing but parents who've risen above, their mothers who've struggled and challenged the notion, and you could be one of the micro schooling parent who could be part of it. You have a say, you're part of a PTA council, you enjoy the sports and the events just as a child would. And this is what a dream of micro school is. Let me take up some more 3 serious questions on micro schooling. Number 1, what is the significance of micro schools in promoting inclusivity and addressing learning differences? Every school has a unique flavor. Some micro schools can have diversity, which is a key element of it. Diversity involves multiple faiths, multiple ideas, multiple cultures. It's a forum where you express yourself. Think of it like a Hyde Park where you come and you speak, but respecting the sentiments, promoting something that is valuable, not disharmony. And this is what I want to see in a micro school. There are also special schools. Special schools need a special forum. You need ramps, you need inclusivity. You don't need glass walls, but you need, OT therapists, speech therapists. So every school look at the needs around you and create an opportunity for the child to be part of it. Having said that, also have a lot of school visits. Have diversity means not only having them in your school, but also involving outsiders, having people who are valuable in their own field come and talk to them, and that is one of the features of every micro school that I'm part of. The 8th question, what is the significance of micro school, right, in new trends like, unschooling, homeschooling, hybrid learning? I already said that the new word I like is phygital, physical and digital. So this is what a micro school would do. It will enable the best of the online tutor if that's required. We have a Netflix subscription in Golden Sparrow, and of course I'll not watch a Pathan, but there is a Richard Attenborough movie or Inside Out 2 on Hotstar. Absolutely recommended. So you must take the world that it comes to. If Instagram is promoted, and if you think the children need to learn Instagram, by the way, we have LinkedIn. I think one of the most beautiful social media that's a part of micro school. So micro school aligns itself, and these words are words we've created. And unschooling may be very similar to an open schooling or an online schooling. And also, online schooling by itself is not bad, right? Today I go and do an online Coursera course, or I watch my favorite team go and win the World Cup in the Caribbean online. I felt as much part of the Rohit Sharma team as someone sitting there in the auditorium. I watch a movie in a theater or on my laptop, and I feel the same level of comfort. Today the world has changed. So should the dynamics of changing the way we learn. I just give you one last advice. What are the potential challenges of micro school in terms of scalability and affordability? Perhaps as a founder level, as someone who wants to run a micro school, this is the best investment you can make, because there's a Chinese proverb which says, if you want to change the world, right? If it is yesterday, plant a tree. If it's today, start a school. And a lot of us do not have the 5-acre, 2-acre, half-acre land that a CBSE requires in the city limit, or maybe 5 crores that is required, or 50 million, that is what we're talking about. But a micro school can be started in a small area. NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, has a model for AA, which is grade 3, 5 and 8, that is called OBE, Open Basic Education, an accredited agency. Start with that, then collaborate with a bigger school. It gives you space, it gives you opportunity. And also the pricing point. What we do in Golden Sparrow, we say we are competitive without being overpriced. So you don't start fleecing a parent. A parent has a right to protest. A parent has a right to have a say into it. That's what a micro school is all about. I hope you got a little more insight of what a micro school is about. Trust me, it is about a dreaming of a new Bharat where education is across. As Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore says, a nation where the mind is without fear. You're unfreeing the shackles, and this is a micro school. The vision of Golden Sparrow is democratize education. We being the largest democracy in the world, we should be the leaders in telling everybody schooling is affordable, schooling is lovely, schooling is a must. Let there be no child left behind. Jai Hind. Thank you.